The custom of Swara usually requires the giving away of one girl, but this has now become a status symbol, and if a prominent person is killed, then instead of one girl, two girls may be required to be given. The girl is usually very young and she is to go to the enemy's home after she has reached maturity. Once a decision is made and a settlement is reached, sacrificial animals are slaughtered. At a feast, it is formally announced that the dispute is settled. This act of forgiveness is called nanawate.
During the celebrations of Nanawate, or the act of forgiveness, not just the animals are sacrificed, but along with them, a childhood is also sacrificed and lost forever.
When a father or brother kills someone or commits a crime, then the little girls of the family are taken to the hujra of the aggrieved family and are offered as a means of settling the dispute. Once she has reached maturity, she is taken away. The parents of these children usually pray that she should die from some illness or disease before reaching maturity, so that they do not have to witness the torment of giving her away. Sometimes the aggrieved party takes away the minor girl in order to torture the enemy's family, and she grows up in that hostile environment. The crime has been committed by the men of the family, yet the innocent little girls have to suffer for the rest of their lives. This is extremely unjust. Something must be done to stop this barbaric practice. Why don't the elders of the family or tribe take the murderer to the hujra? The crime has been committed by a man, so why should a daughter or a sister or a niece be punished? Why is she taken away to a crowded hujra? I was 8 years old when I was given away as Swara. My father had killed someone. It was not until 2 or 3 years later that I realized what my fate was. Others would point out this man to me and say that he is your husband. I did not understand, and when I asked my mother, she told me that I had been promised to him as a settlement for the murder my father had committed. She was sobbing at the time, and when I asked why I had been given away, she said that there was no other peaceful way to resolve the matter. I threatened that I would not go through with this and that I did not like what had been decided, but she told me that what I liked or disliked did not matter. This was the decision of the elders of the family. When I was 13 years old, I was married to that man. My mother would cry before I left and would pray for my death. She knew that my life would be ruined once I went to that home. And if a girl who has been promised in Swara dies before going to the aggrieved family's home, whether through diphtheria or smallpox or any other of the childhood diseases, then the dispute is regarded as settled. They cannot ask for another girl in place of the dead one. The chapter is closed.
But what if the chapter doesn't close there? In spite of the settlement, what if she remains an enemy in her new home? Does the Jirga or tribal council, which keeps collective good as uppermost in its mind, ever consider an individual's interest? A peror or taunt, especially when it concerns one's inability to act according to the code of honor, is the biggest threat to a Pakhtun's honor. Bibi Fatima's father murdered a man merely because he was given a peror or taunt for not acting like a Pakhtun. As a consequence of his action, his daughter's life became a nightmare.
I was 5 or 6 years old when I was given in Swara because of a murder my father committed. But my father told them that I was to go to the enemy's home when I was older. My father died soon after this decision, and then the enemy's family went back on their word and started torturing us. First they said that they wanted 100,000 rupees or else they would kill a member of our family in badal or revenge. Then they started saying that I should be given to them as a minor. I had no older brother. We were too poor to pay the diyat money. My mother was forced to go into hiding in the mountains with me and my younger siblings, and we were often followed by them. Quite often we went without food and water. Months went by and finally we begged the jirga to allow us to pay the diyat money. I left my village and worked as a laborer for years. I got severely injured at one time when I fell off a roof while carrying bricks. The enemy's family members would often come there to threaten me and to warn my employees to get rid of me. Over the years, with great difficulty, I managed to save 100,000 rupees. Most of it was through my own toil and labor, and some of it was small donations from some kind people. My whole life has been spent enduring misery and grief. I have put up with it for years and have no choice but to continue to put up with it. Only after paying my enemies the 100,000 rupees did they release me and consider the dispute as settled.
According to Islamic jurisprudence, a punishment should have 4 characteristics. It should be punitive, retributive, reformative, and a deterrent. Swara does not have any of these desired features because the criminal himself goes free. Instead, an innocent girl pays the price.
Since the Swara marriage is based on ill will, therefore, traditionally, no wedding ceremony takes place. Depriving the girl of festivity is to further avenge the crime. However, the only person punished is the girl.
If the other party has hatred in their hearts and the fire of enmity is burning strongly, then they simply take away the little girl in her old clothes without any marriage rituals. But if there is a spark of humanity, then they might go through with some kind of ceremony before taking her away.
Let me give you an example. Supposing a man kills my son in a dispute, he will then approach the jarga to try and reach a settlement with me. He might ask them to resolve the matter through swara, which is one of the few peaceful means of going about it. I might accept the decision to bring a swara girl into my house, but I will find it very hard to have any feelings of kindness towards her in my heart. She will get food and clothing, but she will not be allowed to participate in any of the family rituals or ceremonies. There is no question of going through any marriage ceremony for her. I will simply take her by the hand and whisk her away on a horse. She is the price for my son's death and will be treated accordingly. This is our custom.